I have been a huge proponent of this project since it was first introduced. And because with this initiative, our message to the world is loud and clear. Missouri is open for business. Mr. Ambassador, on behalf of the people of the great state of Missouri, let me thank you for your tireless work and commitment to this project. For what started as an idea in international trade will result in lasting careers for men and women in Missouri, China, and countless places in between. Thank you for your leadership, Ambassador. The painting, A Social History of Missouri, was commissioned 75 years ago and remains a fitting and honest portrayal of the history of our great state, as well as a priceless work of art. Following the expeditions of Lewis and Clark more than 2 centuries ago, which ranks a long time in our country's history, not so much in yours, Missouri rose as a gateway to the West, a majestic center for the heart of American trade. Throughout this period, Missouri's foundation as an engine for economic growth would be solidified for generations. Today, we stand at the cusp of yet another great endeavor in the history of Missouri and the United States. Over the past 2 years, a team of dedicated individuals, corporations, and government leaders have worked tirelessly to once again place Missouri at the forefront of global trade and large-scale job creation.
This is one of those moments, I think, that we'll look 15 years from now, we'll look back and say, how did that great connection between a Midwestern state and a great country like China, how did that start? Where did all the China thing come from? And I think people that are at this breakfast and this series of events over the last couple of days can look back and say, this is the time that it happened. And I also spoke that I had never seen before a gathering in Missouri of folks as committed to a project. I mean, this is, House, Senate, and Executive Branch, Governor Kennedy's leadership on this, the judiciary, the leadership from the St. Louis area, all those folks coming together. I've been in government in this state for 20 years. I have not seen this happen before. So it really is a very unique moment in time, and I think one that I think great dividends.
I've never allowed food in here other than for former speakers of the House. But this occasion is such a purpose that I want to honor the ambassador from the citizens of Missouri to show how we respect him, his country, and their ideas for the future. This is just a small effort when I speak of service after the sale, because when this project happens to be time and time again, that many of us will meet in rooms like this, going on a number of projects that benefits both countries.
I firmly believe that in the United States there will be changes, and there will be in China there will be changes too. Here in the United States, I think the center of economic activity will move west and south. So sooner or later, the England, the Midwest will be the new center of economic activities. And in China, the time has come for us to reach out in terms of making investment, in terms of generating more cooperation with foreign partners, including partners here. So I can visualize a visible increase in exchanges covering many areas.
Because the question I want to address at the beginning is, what do we now need to do? And that's what the ambassador was referring to. And I think we've heard the ambassador talk about maybe there's some work that this legislature can do on the issue of export controls, maybe not. I don't know whether the American mind as to what we've achieved here is something special. I think the ambassador will tell you, there's no state that's ready for China like this state. All the way top to bottom, side to side. It's incredible what you've done. Now we move it to the next level of action. The ambassador's talked about the need to get the backhaul issue right, and I know that the Commission is addressing that issue with good government and other people. We'll get that right, Ambassador. The answer is there, and we'll prove the point. And I think it may take some help from the legislature to get some of that off the ground. But I hope you gentlemen won't think that I'm asking you to support things that are going wrong. I'm asking you to consider thinking about helping things get off the ground with some seed money in any situation like this, where things start moving. Sometimes there's a need to help with support, financial support, to get things off the ground. And I hope that can be considered within the state. There's a great deal to do with what can be offered to Chinese companies. We need to develop a very clear offering to Chinese companies. This is what you can find when you get here. Most of the important things, I mean, I'm saying to any Chinese company, don't come here because you get a tax holiday of 1 year or 2 years. That's a waste of time in your thinking. You need to come to somewhere where you get a range of services and support. That is to say that accounting firms, law firms, insurance firms, real estate firms are there and ready to help somebody coming in from abroad, and that there are people like yourselves who are making sure that what they do is trustworthy and really capable of giving companies the right long-term support and help. It's difficult to go anywhere in the world and set up a business, and we need to make sure that we have the infrastructure led by yourselves that provides that genuine support for the company. So I think we're on our way, and as you said, coming back to the beginning, we've got to prove the backhaul, and I think we will. And I'd just like to take this chance to say, myself as a simple Englishman who was asked to help with this, that I've never seen anywhere in the world respond in the way in which Zora has responded. And I think that's got everything to do with your personality. Thank you, Ambassador.